This does help our sales on eBay. It's something simple and easy you can do, but it is time consuming. Hey, it's Don. Today we're going to look at my eBay store for just a minute. We're going to talk about something that does seem to give us an advantage on sales. It has given us a boost. It is something that we are now investing a lot more time into catching up, and that is recommended item specifics. So we're in my eBay store right here, and I'm on the listings tab. I'm looking at my listings real quick. Now, I always do the recommended item specifics. I usually wait until they are almost required to be finished, just because sometimes when you do them right away, you put them in, they disappear, or eBay changes them again. So when they do these changes, I always wait to the last minute, even though I have a lot, because of those factors. I've put them in far too many times where I had to put them in twice, so I always refuse to do them right away, and I do wait. Now, one thing I've been testing as well as quite a few other folks that I've been talking to religiously every other week or so have been doing as well is putting in the item specifics that are recommended. I used to have 8,000 or 9,000 of them. Just a few weeks ago, we had almost 7,000 of them. We're now down to 5,800 of them. What I have noticed, the more I put in, the more my sales will increase. Now, it's not some huge thing where all of a sudden everything that I touched with item specifics starts to sell, but it's enough to actually pay for the labor to have them put in. Now, I don't know if it's necessarily the fact of just putting in the item specifics or if maybe it's the action on the listing that's doing it. Either way, it's at least enough to give us a boost in sales and to cover the cost of doing that. This is all the listings right now that I have that needs it. Now, you can download them in your hub from the download option over on the right, and you can put them in line by line on an Excel spreadsheet and then upload them back on. The only problem I've found with that is usually I have to see the items, and it takes about the same amount of time with the uploads and all of that as it does if I do them one by one. Now, you can sit here and come in and add them all, click all 200 on this page, and then click Add Item Specifics, and it will bring up a page where you can throw them in. In all honesty, I have been filling them in to the best of my abilities here. I do think that it is essential to doing this. In the past, I had put some dummy numbers in here, like artists for records, because I didn't want to have to type them in. But in all honesty, I do honestly think that it is essential that you type all the information in. Make sure to put the correct information in here because eBay is pulling that information from here. I don't know what they did before, but I can tell you without a doubt that this does work right now. As much as you can put in would be the honest bet, in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and type in everything I can as I do this. I do honestly see the results. Edition, first edition is their first pressing is usually what I put in on these. This is a record. There's no special features. There's no inlay to worry about. There's no case. Sleeve doesn't matter. Down here, it's black is the color of the disc. It was made in the United States. Now, I didn't used to put all this stuff in, too. I would just go ahead and put in just the bare bones basics and go from there. But I find, honestly, and again, I hate to do this, that the more you put in, the more you get out of it. Didn't used to be this way. When it first started, eBay first added these features in, it wasn't this way. It wasn't that much of an ordeal if you didn't put these in. So let's go ahead and put in as many as we can. And a lot of this may not apply to it. Look at all the amount of ones I'm not filling in, which is a horrendous amount. And I haven't even filled in the entire circle like eBay supposedly recommends. I don't see the difference by not putting those in. The only thing I would say is make sure you click the don't remind me about these recommendations again. It does seem to do something as long as you put in a bunch more recommendations. It does seem to go away and not come back. My numbers go down. They haven't went up. Even when I'm doing end and sell similar, it is still not going up. If you keep going through it this way as well, it's going to let you do them one by one. You can put in the city. I have kind of put in the subject matter the best as of my abilities. I do use their recommendations on these just because it does seem to help out a lot. So do whatever you're able to do in here. If you can't fill in any other ones, don't worry about it. It doesn't seem to matter as long as you are one by one going through these, whether it's going to affect you or not. I do, as I said, put in all the ones that I can. Number and set. 1. Again, even if they look like they wouldn't be worth your time, I still go ahead and put them in as much as I can. Now, I think the biggest ones, like on paper like this one, are the dating time frame of the item. I think that is one of the key essential ones. Custom bundle, I do put no in there. I do try to put the size. This is a postcard. So it's 3.5 by 5.5 is the standard size. If you know the photographer, if you know an artist, I do try to put that in as well. And again, remember to put in the don't remind me about these recommendations again. As long as you've put some in, it does get rid of it. In fact, let me put one more in here because this one isn't filled in. So we're going to put in that one there. We're going to go back and click it. Every time you click on something here, it does change. So make sure you click do not remind me about these recommendations again. Now, if you've been following me for any length of time, you know I do end and sell similar. This morning, I ended 3,000 of our listings, and then I sold them as sell similar. Just be careful when you do it. Make sure that they've actually listed before you delete anything else. Make sure that you're aware of your totals before you start the process and at the end of it to make sure that you're not messing up or losing any listings. Now, one more key factor that I see does seem to matter is how old your listings are in general. If you're in the hub, all you've got to do, and let's clear out everything. Let's start from scratch. All you've got to do is search your store from oldest to newest to see how old your listings are. The older the listings are, the less chance there is that eBay is showing them to potential buyers. eBay does seem to ghost my listings if, for one, I don't fill in the item specifics that are recommended, and two, they're up for more than 30 or so days. Now, we've run a big test on this. The older the items are in my store, the less sales I seem to get across the board every time. So if I catch up and do a whole bunch of end and sell similar where all my listings are newer, I get far better results than if I just let them set and I do not do end and sell similar. Again, the recommended item specifics, I think at this point is a necessity. We've filled in probably 10 or 15,000 of them already. I'm going to continue and I'm going to finish the rest of them off. Any little thing you can do to get a little boost is worth your time, in my personal opinion, at this time. Obviously, we are stuck with eBay and working with them as how they have set it up. I have no choice into delving into this if I still want to continue to do eBay. eBay does still give us a good 40% of our business, so at that point, I'm not going to cut off revenue because of things like this. It has been, as I said, worth my time. So I'm paying employees to fill in item specifics. They're doing them by category. So basically, I'll pick a category. They're working on records. I can pick them down. I use my store categories to pick them down. The last ones they've been working on are 45 records. So I'm going to sort it by that. So right now, what's going to come up is just my 45 records. And then you can sort down through the item specifics and see that we've already put in about 300 or so in just the 45s on this page here. So now I can just come in here and slam these out. Now I'm doing them category by category. And again, as I said, you can download these, but since I want to look at them, I want to make sure I get the correct information, and we are doing them one by one. If you have a lot less listings than we do, it's not going to be as bad. Again, in the past, I would have not filled these in. I've been recommending not doing anything else, but all the tests now are the opposite of what they were a year and a half ago when we made that assumption. Things change with eBay. You need to change with it. If you're not going to change with it, you're not going to get the boost from fixing stuff like this. We did not put them in for a length of time, and not a single one of the ones that had recommended item specifics sold. Not a single one. So we had thousands of items that were not selling because of that. As we put them in, we see them selling again. We don't see the holdup as we had in the past. eBay sends recommendations. They keep sending us emails telling us we need to put these in. Again, it's essential. Put them in. Take the bite. Go ahead and put them in. Eat it up. You'll be done with them once they're in, and hopefully eBay won't add any more that are necessary or not. Now, one good thing is that some of the ones in the past that eBay wasn't automatically pre-filling for you, they're using for suggestions. So it does save some time with performers and things like that as well. So just keep that in mind as you're doing this. Put them in. Well, there we have it. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
When entering the world of art, you'd be smart to dress the part. Gentlemen prefer Hanes, with all the ladies draped in crepe. The artist loves the human shape. Gentlemen prefer Hanes. Hanes will make you smooth and silky, shapely, sexy. Wear a pair and you could be captured for posterity. Gentlemen prefer